Hey there, this is Kim with Kim's Creations and Card Ministries. I'm coming to you live tonight. Haven't done a live in forever, so hopefully it's working all right. Excuse me, I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and I uploaded a video last night that I had done. I did just a regular video, not a live, and had started on some Valentine cards that I shared with you. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I should have gotten a sip of drink before I started. I realized I hadn't really been talking today. I didn't have anybody to talk to except for my pets. But anyway, so I started last night. I showed y'all some cards that I had made with this paper pack from Stampin' Up. It's called Love Notes. It's a 6x6 designer series paper mix and match. I believe it's still available I looked a little while ago and it did look like it's showing up. I know Valentine's Day is almost here, but you might want to keep an eye on it. And you could get it maybe if they put it on last chance, they might mark it down or something, or I don't know, they may keep it for next year possibly. If any of you watched my video last night, I had wasn't sure. Like I said, I've been away from stamping for a while. I've been away from just about anything in my hobbies for a while, just due to some family medical issues and whatnot. So anyway, see if I could trying to get my light a little bit better. Oh wait, there's another light. I don't know if that helps or not. But anyway, sorry, Sophie. This set right here, the Be My Valentine, I wasn't sure. It is actually still a current stamp set, and as is the punch that goes with it. So I was using this some last night, and I just wasn't sure. It's the Bee Builder punch and the Be My Valentine stamp set that I was using some. And then another set that I used this heart a lot. This is also current. It's with you in mind. And I like some of these nice big fonts for things, but I had not used it. So I got some of this stuff last year, and then I didn't get to use many of my items. I was using a little leaf out of this set. This has retired. So there's a leaf in here that I could use, though. There's a couple little leaves in this bee set, although they kind of are attached to those flowers. But I could definitely use this little leaf. This set, I did use a little bit last night. I used this stamp. I used the Hello. Anyway, so this is still current, beautiful motifs. I think I used a little bit of that. And then tonight, I've pulled in, because I'm going to try not to use any of the retired items tonight. So I have pulled in another stamp set, mainly for the sentiments. What I do with it, here it is. This Creative Haven. I used this in a card. You could use this So Happy to Have You in My Life would be a really nice little sentiment for a Valentine as well. And this is one of the newer ones that's in these thinner packaging sets. Okay, so again, I'm Kimberly OBrien. I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. I'm going to try to see if I can see myself on live. Because it helps if I can make sure I'm in frame. I said I haven't done this in a long time. Your videos. Oh, live. Is this me? Huh. Oh, wait. I think it's because I got somebody else pulled up. I apologize. There it is. There it is. This is it. Turn the volume down. Okay. Close. There we go. Sorry, my big old arm's sitting out in the way. All right, now I'll be able to make sure I stay in the view. Still don't have it turned down all the way I thought I did. Okay, I think that has it now. Alrighty, so I also do journals and other paper crafts. My Facebook page is Kim's Creations with a K. It's KIM''S, Creations with a K, the and sign, Card Ministry. You can text me at this number. You can email me at Kim's Creations with a K .cards@gmail.com. And then if you're finding me here, you are finding me on my YouTube channel. I would appreciate any likes and shares. Comments would be awesome, especially if it's, what do they call it? Constructive criticism. Comment type things are nice. But that's blinding me. I think the light is okay. I said it's been so long since I've done cards. So here are the cards that I'm going to do tonight. And these I've used, I'm pretty sure, except for this ribbon right here, I am pretty sure everything I'm doing is still available. So I'll put these up here at the top for now. And I've forgotten I had a couple other ones to do that I might do. I don't know if I have time. I might have to come back and do them on another video. But I did some purples. So I did this one. And I thought it turned out really pretty. And here's that stamp I was showing that came from this motifs set that I used the stamp out of that for this card. I used it there on the envelope and as a background stamp on this card. I did this card right here. There's where I used that has been retired. So anyway, I would have to use something different to bring in the green. And then this one's in. I can't remember. I might have done that one last night on the video. I don't remember. I'd have to go back and look. And then I've done this one. And the plan, I'm giving this one to my daughter for her Valentine. And I'm going to put a Starbucks gift card with it. Anyway, so that one's for her. But I don't know. I didn't plan on doing these in the video tonight. So we'll see. All right, again, so here's your paper pack. And then I'm going to show you which papers that I'm using to make these cards. So here we go. Other than some cardstock, small pieces really of scrap cardstock, and then I used the thick basic white for my card bases on all 4 of these cards. So I'm using the piece from the card pack that looks like this, I think. Oh yeah, because I used this one out of it. This one, I've used this piece on this card. I used this and this on this card. And I've used this balloon on this card. Okay, and then I'm using this piece. You can see the front and back of it. So I used this piece right here. I used the love right here. I've used a piece of this strip right here from this back side of this. Let's see, what about the inside of that one? Yeah, I used the You Are Amazing on this one also. Trying to see, and then I made a little tag for this one that says sending hugs. Did I bring that paper? I might not have brought that page. We'll see. So this, yes, I did. Here it is. I used a bit of this somewhere. Where did I use it? Oh, I just used a touch of it right here on the edge of this card, these little tabs right here. There's the sending hugs that was inside of this card. I'm going to use this, I think, instead of love on this card. And then I needed this page for a couple strips on a couple different cards. And I needed this page in the back of it. So I need the back of it for this, the blue. And I needed a strip of it for this right here. So, and I pulled out this little scrap. It came off of this, the green stuff, to punch a heart. I actually had punched this out of Petal Peak cardstock. But I thought I could just use the back of this for here, because that's awful small. I don't know what I would use that for right offhand, so I could punch that heart to go with that. All right, so I think that's everything that I needed. I believe I'm going to start with this blue card, because I have most everything kind of ready to go for it, except for cutting my paper. This paper right here. So I'll need to cut the, I don't know what I did with the envelope that goes to that card. All right, so I'll need this. Here's my trimmer. So this is a standard card base. I did use, like I said, I used the basic white thick to make this card. And I had a card base cut for it already somewhere. Figure out what I did with it. Oh, yeah. And that's my envelope that goes to that one. Where did I put my... Oh, here it is. So it's just, again, it's a standard card base. I cut it at 5 1/2, and then I scored it at 4 1/4. So it'll get folded in half and scored here. And if anybody's on here and there's any problems with the volume or anything, if you could let me know. I'm hoping I can see the comments. Like I said, I haven't done a live in so long. I'm not 100% sure I set it up right. Okay, so this is 5 1/2 right here from top to bottom of the card. So I'm going to cut my card at 5 1/4. This stuff, my designer paper. I'm going to cut it at 5 1/4 this way. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and cut this strip off, because I might need that strip for something. And then I'm going to cut it, what did I say? Did I do 5 1/4? Yeah, by 4. Okay. And I'm thinking I cut my pieces not the direction I wanted. I will actually be using that piece. I'll leave it there. All right, so I needed that. Now, also for this card, I need this little guy. So I'm going to just line that little line right there into the little indentation there on my paper cutter, and cut that. And I'm going to go ahead and cut all these pieces because I'm going to need some of these other pieces and the other cards. And you might not be able to see all the way to the bottom of my paper cutter just because it's so long and to fit it all on the screen. Alright, did I use this one? I did use that one on something, so I'll hang on to it. The balloon is for this card. Ugh, keep knocking that off. And I might have to trim up some of these just a little bit when I get ready to use it. Because it's got a little bit. Actually, I'll just go ahead. No, I'm going to wait till I actually need them. I'll have to check that. All right, let me set these over here. I'm just going to stick them. I have this DVD box right here, and I'm just going to set them in the top of this box. These pieces that I know I'm going to need. And I'll stick them here in the top of the box. And I was thinking I had already, yes, I'd already pulled out these pieces that I needed for this card. So let me just check the fit here and make sure those are all the right fit. So that's going to go on there. This is Azure Afternoon. And then some basic white. So I'll give you all the dimensions here. So this little guy, when I cut him out, he is 3 by 1.5. So this is 3 1/4 by 2 by 1 3/4. Sorry, the blue piece is, and then the white piece is 3 1/2 by 2. So those all get layered together, and then this piece is 4 by 3/4 of an inch. Okay, and then I punched out of real red, I punched out little hearts, and this was punched out of the Builder Bee with this little tiny heart. I got a little glue right there. So I will go ahead and glue all these pieces up together. So we'll glue. I'm having some little, I've got a little tiny sanding block here. I think I need some new blades on my trimmers because they're like leaving just the slightest bits of raggedy edges. Sometimes it depends on the paper sometimes too that it does that with. But all right, so, and I'm praying that my glue hangs on for a couple more weeks till I can order some more, because they say that I use this art glitter glue, and this is one of the glues they don't like to ship in the cold weather because when it freezes it messes it up. And while it's gotten warmer here where I live in South Carolina this week, I know there's other part of the country that is still cold. And I don't know where it would be shipping from, so I'm hoping that I can get into March maybe, and maybe get it. I might have another refill that I can put in here. I can't remember if I do or not. It seems like I refilled it not that long ago, like when I was doing my Christmas cards. And I just don't remember how much I had left. And I've got to find it. So it's like, kind of like a hurricane has hit my house. So I know I told y'all yesterday about my mom being sick. About this time, well, before this time last year. She really started getting wonky in November, but it kind of really started showing up in January, and then February, and the end of February she fell and hit her head because she just didn't have the strength to stand up on her own. She ended up in a nursing home and passing away, and then I had put my dad into the veterans nursing home almost 2 hours from where I live. So I've been dealing with that, and then my son got married back in June. That was a highlight of 2025. One of the, probably the best thing of the year was my son getting married. And his wife is just precious. I love her. So, but right after his wedding, well, first of all, I got sick. And then right after I got sick, I was still sick. I wasn't well. And I was sitting in my den. Well, back up 2 days. I woke up one night, let the dog out, went out into my den, looked in my den, and I had a crack in my ceiling. Well, that Sunday night, the crack had expanded to where it had been a hairline crack that you could barely see it, and it had expanded into like a 1-inch crack, so that much space where it was hanging down. The sheetrock was hanging about that, and then over the next day and a half, it started getting wider and wider and wider, and I had called somebody right away that Monday morning about coming out and looking, because I was thinking it was a foundation problem. My house, I'm in an older home. It was built in the late 50s, I think 1957. So, anyway, so I had somebody come on Tuesday afternoon. Well, I was sitting in my den Tuesday afternoon. The guy had already come. He was outside. He was in his car working on his estimate. And he heard a really loud noise. Y'all, my ceiling caved in. My ceiling in my den caved in and missed hitting me by about 4.5 feet. Missed hitting me and my dog and my 2 cats because they were all sitting close to me. So, long story short, it was not the foundation, although there were some foundation issues, well, floor issues. There were some floor joists that were loose, that had wiggled their way loose and were not safe. So they did need to be repaired, but it wasn't a foundation issue. But the only thing we could figure is that it was poor workmanship, because the stuff that was using to hold up my sheetrock was not sheetrock screws, but trim nails. So trim nails are little, thin, skinny nails without any kind of ridges on them. So anyway, my whole ceiling in my den dining room combination had to be pulled down and redone, along with the insulation, because the insulation was falling into my house too. I couldn't live in my house. That was my main living area. That's how I got in and out of the house, because to be able to exit my house, I had to be into that section of the house. It was not safe for me and my pets to be here. So the one good thing in all of that is that my dad's house was empty, well, sort of empty. He wasn't living in it. So I moved into his house while I was having the repairs done on my house. And it really worked. I mean, I could have had it fixed probably in about a 2 to 3 week time period. This was replacing the ceiling and pulling up all the floors and redoing my floors because of the floor joists. I had to get that done too. So it wasn't just the one area. It was the floors through a good bit of the house. If I had hired like a team to come repair it, I probably could have gotten back in my house in about 2 to 3 weeks. Oh, and it happened the week of July the 4th. So there was nobody coming to do anything that week. Because it happened on like Tuesday, and then I think the 4th was on Saturday maybe or something. I don't remember. So, but a friend knew someone. He pretty much works by himself, but he could come do it, but it was going to take him a couple months to do it because he works by himself. Well, how much? Well, to do everything cost me just under $10,000 to do everything that had to be done. Anybody else would have probably been $30,000. So that happened the first week of July. And I think I moved back in my house. He was finished at the end of September. So 3 months. But I spent a couple weeks trying to clean because there was insulation everywhere. I had to wash everything and clean and wipe down everything. And I'm still using his air filter. We did use the air filter to try to help with some of the insulation. It's that old fiberglass insulation, y'all. I had to get it out of my house. So I did spend a couple weeks cleaning. So I got moved in sometime in October. About the time I get moved in and thought life was going to kind of get back to normal again is when my daughter found out she had breast cancer. So this is what's been going on in my life for close to 2 years now. So anyway, she's getting treatments. She's doing okay. She's tired. But, yeah, that's why I haven't done any crafting. Now, I should have stamped my card before I glued this piece of paper down. But if I mess up, I can put another piece of paper inside of it. So I was busy talking, so I didn't think to do that first. Let me get my stamping pad. So I am going to use, since it's still current, this little Happy Valentine's Day that came out of the B set. This one right here. And I stamp that. I'm stamping that on the inside of the card. And I'm using the little heart. Not this one. I could have used that one, but I've been using this other one that came in this with you in mind right here. I've been using it. So, and I like it. It's kind of a wonky looking little heart. So I'm going to use it to make my little inside balloons to match my little balloon on the outside. So I will do the red one first. So I'm using Real Red and Azure Afternoon Blue. So I'm going to use the Real Red. And I just realized, so I have cat hair everywhere. There's a cat hair. But I'm going to try not to pick it up right at the moment. Let's see, how did I do this? I did the red one up a little bit. And that's all I used it for. So I need to clean it. So I'm going to wipe it off a little bit first. And I went and re-soaked my pads because last night they were just barely wet. So this is wet now and I can get it cleaned off better. Pretty clean, so I can use the blue now. And the Azure Afternoon. It's got a piece of fuzz of some sort in it. Let's push this here. And we will put him right here. And And I will go ahead while I have that, the blue, because I stamped my Happy Valentine's Day also. And that was your afternoon. I think I need to re-ink this a little bit, so I'm kind of trying to get in there, go around a good bit, trying to make sure I have some ink on it. And I'll stamp that. I'm dangerously close to going off out of my camera. I just noticed. All right, let's slide it all up a little bit. So I'm also going to put a little blue heart on the back of my card. It's my little signature heart. I just did a heart though. I didn't make it a balloon. But I am putting a balloon on the envelope. So let me get an envelope. Grabbed a few extra envelopes. So they were on low inventory a couple days ago, and I went ahead and ordered a pack since I'm trying to get back into my card making. The medium envelope, I think they're called the medium size. Anyway, so I ordered some of those. All right. Clean those off a little bit. There. Now I gotta finish. Oh, I'm gonna use the old black Stampin' Right markers, which I don't think we're selling these anymore. They did. I think they're gonna quit doing the Stampin' Right markers. So any black fine tip marker you can do this with. So did I mean to put? I didn't. I usually put a heart right there too, and I didn't. But if I might do it later. But I put three little strand thingies right there, and then my balloon. And I did this card thinking it would be a good one for like a guy, because it's not all sweetsy and pink and glittery and whatnot. It's just kind of okay. Now we'll glue everything on the front. Make sure that's dry. And so it's like pretty simple. We're just gonna kind of glue that. I'm leaving like maybe a little over 1/4 of an inch on each edge there, and then I'll put this down at the bottom. All right. And I didn't have any like the right colors of ribbon or much in the way of embellishments that were not retired because yeah, so it doesn't have anything like that on there. However, we could use some Wink of Stella to make it a little glittery, but again, if we're sending it to a guy, we might not want to glittery it. I'll have to decide. I hadn't figured out who I'm sending these to yet. I might send one of these to my son. I don't know though. I haven't decided. But then I'll kind of just put that halfway from the bottom and the bottom of this card of this little balloon. I mean, and if you wanted to, you could stamp a Be Mine right there, or love, or hello. If you wanted to stamp something, I would maybe stamp it. Like if it's just a little one word. I think I found a word in one of these sets that just says love. That actually might be cute to add. I wouldn't want, I probably, if I end up giving this one to one of my co-workers, I might not want to put love. But I could put love for my son. I do love my son. Let me see. I'm pretty sure it was in, I can find this stamp set right here. Nope, not that one. Let me see. This stamp set's called Choose Happy. And I don't know why there's not a Valentine in there anywhere, because it's got happy. It's got happy summer, happy Easter, happy spring, happy heart, happy Thanksgiving, no happy Valentine's Day. But it does say have a love. And I like that I've got joy, I've got love, I've got dreams, hello, hope. I like all those words. Gratitude for using those in my junk journals. And also I love using little tiny characters in my junk journals. And so that's kind of why, another reason I got this one. But, and I like the Choose Happy. That's kind of cool. And it's got a little heart too. So, cute set. But you could put love right there. Or hello. Or something like that. So yeah, that's a cute set. I'm hearing my dog. I don't want him coming in here. Hang on just a minute. I'm blocking off my door because I don't want him trying to come in here. Okay. So I think that was it then for this card. That was the first card. That one. So I have two of that one. All right, next. This one. Again, we're just using a basic white card base. It's just a standard card here. Like this. 8.5 and 11. You cut it in half at 5.5. And you score it at 4 1/4. I'll fold it here. Use my bone folder. Let me see how wide this piece is. Yeah, I think I did. Yep, these are 3/4 of an inch. And so I also need a 3/4 of an inch of the hearts. So I'm going to get this piece right here and cut me a 3/4 of an inch strip for my hearts. And I did this to take up the entire 5.5. You don't have to. You could do it, cut it at 5 1/4. But for this particular one, I am keeping it the 5.5. So I'm cutting it first and then trimming off the edge. So it's a 3/4 inch cut. And I apologize, I know I'm off the screen a little bit. And then at 5.5. And there's just this teensy piece left. So don't really need that. Wait, I don't think I have this one cut at 5.5. Let me do that. Come on. 5.5. Yeah. Okay. Alrighty, so there we go. And so those are going to go on the front. And then, wait, I think I still needed a piece for the inside. Let's see, and that piece is, I made it more narrow. Let me see if I have one in my thing right here, because I think I have one that might be fatter than what I had planned on using, but I can still use it. Let's see. And it doesn't have to go all the way up. I'll use this one, even though it's a little fatter and it's only cut at 5 1/4. I'm still going to use it in my card since I already have one cut. And that works. Okay, I need the You're Amazing. I need this little double heart thing. And I need, I think I said I was going to do something other than the love. So let me see, what did I have? It was these 3 hearts. And it's because I'm using, it's because I need this strip right here, which cuts the love in half. And so that's why I'm not using love on this one. And I'm going to need this little scrap to punch out my heart. So let me cut these little hearts down. Cut this down. And I also need that sending hugs for a card too. Okay. Again, I apologize for being off the camera. While I'm here, okay, so one of the cards that I made and I showed yesterday, I made this, I fussy cut this out right here, and I used part of this for another card. But since I fussy cut that out, I can cut my edges here, okay, and use the back side of this. Does that make any sense? So first, let's see. How did I do it? Actually, it wasn't that paper. Paper did I get? Oh, you know what? I got that. No, I didn't get it off of there. I got it off. That's what I said. I was keeping this piece for that. So we'll come back to that one. So no, I don't need this right now. I was thinking I was going to need to cut that, but I don't. All right. Back up. Okay. I need this, and then I need this on another card. So I'll do that. I'll just cut those off. And this will go over here. Just going to stick it in the top because I will need it on another card. I should put my needle back on my glue. It's going to be a few minutes till I need it. All right. Now, did I cut all my strips? I've got all my strips cut. I've got these pieces. Okay, I need a piece of red to go behind that. I was thinking I might have already cut that. Let me look. Maybe not. But maybe it's in here. Don't remember if I cut that yet. Possibly. No, it's too big. But I can use this piece. Cut it down. All right, so let me do that. So that piece is not quite 3, so like 1 line down from the 3 by 1 line down from 1.5. Okay. Three, but short 1 line. 3 and 1.5, and take off an 8. Is that an 1/8 or a 1/16? Take down a smidge. Okay. So that, okay, which means that this piece has to be cut smaller. Okay, so it's got to be I actually did not get that centered on there that well, but it's okay. It needs to be 2, just a little less than 2 3/4. I think it's right at 1 1/4. What did I say? 2 3/4. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to take. So this is 3 inches. So I'm going to take just a little bit off of both sides. And I know you can't. And I can't push my thing up any higher. I'm sorry. For y'all to see. I'm left-handed, so I cut things differently than a lot of people do. Alright, and then that way. And then what did I say the width was? 1 1/4. So it's right now at 1.5. So I'll just take a little bit off of both approximately 1/8 of an inch off of both the top and the bottom of this. Okay, now that should fit inside of my red square pretty well now. Okay, now I got to trim these up a little bit because they've got some little tiny bits of the other colors, the other design on them. Plus, I need these to all be about, so I need to take a smidge off of it to get it to be the same as my red right here that I cut. So they'll all be about the same width, or the same length rather. Yep, so that's pretty good. See how my edges are kind of yuck. I'm pretty sure I must need a new blade. Some new blades, but that was not something that has been on my mind. Okay, and then these are a good bit wider, so I'm going to trim. They're a good 1/4 inch wider. Let me see. This one is not quite 1 1/2. So, and this is 1 3/4. So I'm going to take a little bit off the top and a little bit off the bottom of this. On this side, it's got Happy Heart Day. But on this side, it's got the 3 little hearts. And look how bad that's shredded. And that's because it's the kind of paper, it's the paper. All right. Ugh. It's all jamming up in my thing. All right, my little sanding tool out. I'm gonna sand this edge up a little bit. You can use an emery board. When I was cleaning out my desk drawer, actually did a little bit of cleaning here back before Christmas. I was looking for something, so I was cleaning out my desk drawer. You can use an emery board, but I came across this neat little sander when I was cleaning out my desk. Little sanding tool, so I've been using it. It works really well, actually. Which I knew where it came from. Get another one. All right. So, right there. Stains my block a little bit. That's okay. So I have my 3 little pieces for the front. And let me punch my heart again out of this B Builder Punch thing here. I might can get 2 hearts out of this. I'm going to be really careful. Yep, here comes the dog. But I've got the door kind of blocked so he can't get in. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I could get at least 1 more out of that. Yep. Alright, so I'll put that in my little box. And then I also need some dark hearts. And I'm going to see if I can probably punch 1 out of that right there. Let's see if I have any more in here. I don't know if I have any more. And here anyway. Here's a piece. I can get 1 out of here, I believe. So I need 2 of these little ones. Get 1 here. think he finally went and sat back down. Oh, I hope that came out, and I didn't. I did kind of cut off the end of that a little bit. Dang it. I'll do it again. All right, let's do one here. Okay, that one turned out. That one's good. This one maybe not be. And I don't think there's enough yet left to do that. All right, let's try it again, Kim. I think I got it in there. Ended up wasting some more of my paper, but and it's not solid, but it's okay. It's got a little bit of that other color on it, but it's okay. Could use a marker and mark it a little bit better. I was trying to keep the same shade of colors that was in these papers versus like if I cut it out of this, that's a lot brighter. And yeah, I mean, I used it here, but mostly these muted colors are what's in this paper. So that's why I've done it the way I did. I wonder what, maybe this, because the paper pack says cherry cobbler and it also says real red. So I'm wondering if this is more cherry cobbler. See if I don't ruin it by doing this. No, could actually maybe just color the whole thing that color. Just get it all over my fingers while I'm at it. It just won't be as faded looking as the other one, but I think that works. So this was the cherry cobbler marker. You could use the alcohol markers if you have those. All right, next. So is that, I think that's everything that I needed to cut. So now we need to just stamp. And again, I'm going to stamp my inside first. So if I were to mess up. All right, and I need to clean my stamp because I used a different color. I'm using the real red to stamp this. So yeah, I'm just I'm cleaning my stamping block on that there. And then where's my, I'm going to go ahead and clean this heart. And I'm going to clean my little heart. While I had it out. Now, the other thing I did inside this card was I stamped 2 hearts in the Flirty Flamingo. The other thing you could do, you could stamp, I didn't stamp at the back of that one. I'm a little concerned about it going through though, so I might not. Which it shouldn't go through on the basic thick. On the thick. But anyway, if you stamp the real red and then stamp off, it comes out being a really nice color. More like probably this color. So let me just show you. Well, I don't want to get my stamp dirty yet. I'll try to remember to show you all that. But I want to stamp two of these hearts here, and then I'm going to stamp the Happy Valentine's Day on top of it. I'm going to pull this in this direction. So this is going to go here. All right, and then I get my stamp. Do it about right here. And about right here. That might not be perfect, but it's okay. And I'll go ahead and close this and get the real red to stamp Happy Valentine's Day. Make sure that's dry. Okay. Ooh, I'm doing that on top of my card. Trying not to pick up the cat hair. Ooh, and try not to do it upside down again. Alright, and try to do it straight. I'm sorry if my head gets in the way. It might not be straight, but it's alright. It is what it is. Okay, there. And then I'm going to use my tiny heart from the B stamp set. And I'm putting one up here. I think I actually stamped off when I did those, because they're a little bit lighter than those full stamps, but that's okay. I'll put one there, and I'll put one there, and put one down here in the corner. All right, and I'm not going to be stamping anything else, so let's, at least on this. What am I doing on my envelope? What did I do? Maybe this one, I don't know what I did with the envelope. I don't know what I did with it. Let's stamp an envelope. Got some extras over here. Let's do all right. Actually, I'm gonna do the stamp off. I'm gonna kind of copy this right here. So I'm gonna do a heart. Oh, there's the cat hair. I'm going to have to do that over again. It's going to have a line in the middle of it. Okay. All right, so here, I'm going to do this. All right, I'm going to stamp it off. And then I'm going to stamp it right here on the envelope. And then I'm going to stamp it full strength and let it overlap a little bit. Still got cat hair on me. Okay, I'm not sure how I want it to overlap, but I'm going to have it overlap. Maybe like that. Okay. And I didn't do this on the last card. So now I'm going to try to do this arrow going through the two. So it'll go in right here, and then out, and then we'll have an arrow. And then we'll just do little marks. Those don't look that great. I did a pretty good job on the arrow part though. I can color it in. There we go. And then I think I'll just put a red heart right there on the back of the envelope flap. So there's the envelope. Now let me finish putting the card together. Okay, so I'm going to pull this back out while I'm doing it. I may not get off, I'm thinking I might not get all 4 cards done. I might have to do another video and then post it later. Okay, all right, so this is going on here. Glue that onto there. Our little doggy, he wants in here with us. So my dog, he's got dementia, doggy dementia. He, yeah, messed that up. I was trying to take off some of the glue because I got too much. He has doggy dementia and he's got seizures, and I was trying to give him his medicine last Thursday night, late, probably 10:30, 11 o'clock, and he bit me, and it went pretty deep into my thumb. It's been a week now, so it doesn't really, it's just barely a little thing there now. It still hurts though, not hurting like it did, but my thumb was very, very swollen, and part of my hand was swollen, and it was hot as fire. It got infected. By the next morning, it was infected, and I had to go to the doctor. And I've been on medication today, the last day, I think, of my medication. The medication has made me so sick. I couldn't leave the house sick, and miserable, and it's made me just exhausted. It made me not feel good. So there's that. But it's gotten better, but it didn't do it. Like, I started taking it around noon on Friday because I had to go to the doctor and then wait for the prescription. And my daughter had chemo Friday, so I had to drive an hour and 15 minutes up the road to go with her to have chemo. And so I picked up my medicine before I met her. Picked it up in the other town because I knew it wouldn't be ready in my town before I needed to leave. So I just had it sent to her little town that's an hour and 15 minutes away. Picked up my medicine, took my medicine, took something. I know they said take it with food. I took something to eat with it. And I was fine Friday, but I wasn't feeling great. So I didn't stick around real late Friday after her chemo treatments. I got home Friday night, and I had to work part of the day Saturday. I got up Saturday morning and I did some stuff around the house. Went to work, and when I got off work, it was starting to hit me. I was like, I'm so tired. I mean, I was just like really, really tired. I woke up Sunday morning really tired, but I got up and I made myself do stuff. And at 1 o'clock, I started getting sick. Every hour, and sometimes more than once an hour, for probably 16 hours, I got sick. Sick. And that took a lot out. And then the next day was a little better, and the next day after it. So it's a little bit better. I'm still having a little bit of issues, but not like what I was. Still really tired. So, but today, I think getting ready, I'll be taking my last dose tonight before I go to bed. So hopefully by Saturday, I'll be feeling more, quote, normal, whatever normal is. And then, because I have to work again Saturday, I'm working Saturday and Sunday. And it'd be nice to not feel horrible going to work. But yeah, just when it rains, it pours. Just everything that could have been happening to me in the last year has happened. And actually, things started going downhill about the year before that. It's when I noticed my parents, both of them, starting to have issues. So yeah, trying to decide if I want to keep the "You Are Amazing" on the bottom. I think I do. So I'm going to do it like this. Hey, Sophie. And Sophie's going to jump down. Okay, just stepped right on my little hearts. Go and get down, please. Can you get down? Thank you. She doesn't usually get into my stuff like the other cat. She'll come up here and start getting into everything and want to play, make everything a toy. This one that just went by, that's Sophie. She doesn't do that. Ivy, everything on my desk is supposed to be her toy. She is something else. I love her though. She's very, very lovable cat. Very, wants to sit in my lap and hug. stuff, and just very, very sweet and lovable. But boy, she gets into everything. Sophie's a little more skittish. She does come up to me and wants me to pet her sometimes at certain times. And sometimes she'll come make biscuits. If y'all know what making biscuits are, she'll want to make biscuits. And she does that maybe not every day, but if I'm sitting still long enough on the sofa, she'll come want to make biscuits on me with the sofa when I'm on the sofa. And she sleeps on the bed with me, but she sleeps at the foot of the bed. Poor Brody, he doesn't know. He's just walking up. He wanders around the house. He doesn't know where he is half the time. He just wanders. That's the little Maltese dog. And if I put him outside, see, because right now he don't want me touching him. Hence the biting of my hand. But I went to the vet the other day. The vet said, well, I could put his medicine into the food. That would be okay. That won't be an issue to put it in the food. So, where'd that other heart go? It was right here. I was like almost picked it up. Oh, it turned over on the blue side. So anyway, he said I could put his medicine into the food. And right now I'm just giving him that little Caesar's food. And so he said, just put it in the food. That's fine. And so that's what I'm doing. Is putting his medicine in the food. So maybe in about a week, he'll let me hold him again, because I'm not trying to restrain him while I can give him his medicine. Because he's semi-playing a little bit. So today, though, I let him go outside and wander around the yard a little bit while I was doing some laundry. I have to go outside to do my laundry. My laundry room's out in the storage room outside. So I will let him go out there with me. And then I was like, okay, I need to get him back inside, but he won't he can't find his way to the door. And he doesn't want me getting near him. So if I come in out the door, he goes away and won't come to the door while I hold it open, because he don't want to get close to me. And then so I have to figure out some way to pick him up to bring him in the house. So that's a challenge. But most of the time he's just going to the bathroom on the floor, because first of all, he goes the minute he wakes up. And then it's like, and he goes so much. He goes a lot. But he is eating and drinking, so. And I have to restrict what rooms I can leave him in so that I can, clean the floors. So that's like an all-day event, cleaning the floors every day. Hey, baby. Again, this would be a cute one to just stamp. I could stamp love in the heart maybe, but I didn't. I think that was everything. Let me look at this one. Yeah. And then on the inside, I did Happy Valentine's Day. Oh, I didn't put my piece in. Where did that go? It was the one that wasn't going to reach all the way. No, maybe this is it. This might be it. It's like I said, I hope I didn't punch that heart out of it. I didn't. There we go. I'll so glue that in there. So yeah. What else could happen in my life to make it even better? But I'm just going on. Just going on. And trying to have faith and trust that everything's going to work out. And what else can I do? That's, So that's where I am. All right, so there's that one with the envelope. So here, let me check because it's probably been an hour. Oh, it's been a little over an hour. Okay, so there's that card. So we did this one with this envelope, and we did the blue one, right, with the little envelope with the balloon. So those were the two that we finished today. So this was a little bit different variation of that card. So I still need to show you this one and this one. And maybe some of those purple ones. So I'll go figure that out, and I will do a video with those and upload it either later today or in the morning. But anyway, so I hope you enjoyed these cards. Again, I was trying to use everything that was current this time. And mostly just, for the most part, the stuff came out of the paper packs, you know, and a few stamps. But they came out of the paper pack. Couple stamps, couple pieces of cardstock for extra, and for the card bases. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed these cards. If you have any questions, please feel free to send me a text. Let me know who you are, what you need, and I can call you back. Or you can email me. I don't check this email every day. I check it 2 or 3 times a week. But you could email me there, or you can text me here. And go find my Facebook page and join that, please. And if you subscribe to my YouTube channel, give me a thumbs up, comments, all that good stuff. It would be greatly appreciated. And just a reminder, we're having a nice joining special this month where you get the positioning tool, which hopefully I can show y'all how to use that maybe one day next week when I get Valentine's behind me. All right, well, I hope you all have a great night, and thanks for everything, and share my video. Good night. I figure out how to stop it now.